you really want to leverage something to help you make the calls and send the emails. And those would be my three favorite tools in order of priority. Number one, Seamless.AI.
Welcome to Sales Secrets with Brandon Bornancin. On the daily, Brandon shares new secrets to help maximize sales and make more money today. Never miss a show by hitting the subscribe button now.
Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everyone? I'm here to be in your AMA. I'm here to answer any questions you have. So we're going to let people get in. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining. Looks like we got a few people jumping into the AMA Ask Anything. So the goal of this session, everyone. So first off, congrats. Thanks for being at this conference. Hope you're learning a lot, taking a lot out of it, and applying it to maximize your success. Let me know in the questions below. So any questions you have, let me know in the chat. And I'm trying to figure out, let me see, post your questions and I'm going to answer them just right away. Post your questions here. You know, I'd love to see in the chat, guys, your name, the product that you built or you're selling, and where you're calling in from. So let me know in the chat just so I can make sure it's working. It looks like we've got a few people. Let me know your name, your product, and then also let me know if you've got any questions. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. This is live. Please let me know your name, product, and any questions. Cool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to answer all of your questions as they come in. And I believe I can see them in the chat. Just if any of you can chat with me, post something, and then we'll see if this is coming through. So my goal is to just be here to, as a salesperson, as an entrepreneur, just answer any questions you have. So let me know. Awesome. We've got Lynn Nicole, co-founder of One Band, digital wallet for nightclubs, bars. Awesome. Lynn, congrats on the company. That's huge. Lynn, what question do you have regarding sales, entrepreneurship? You know, I've done it all, both good and bad. So if you've got any questions from going from $0 to $100 million in sales, selling for IBM and Google, to my dad building the first billion-dollar software company, to me, you know, running 3 different companies and getting to $0 to $10 million in sales in less than 2 years, let me know what questions you have. And I'll be able to answer any questions. Yes, too many. 3 startups, 2 companies. It's been a long, wild ride. I'm addicted to the sales and entrepreneurship journey for sure. So everyone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer your questions in the order that they come in. So Sarah asks, you on your panel, you mentioned pick a niche and get rich. How do you do that? So when I mentioned pick a niche and get rich, what I mean is, like, you can't try to sell to 10 different personas, 10 different types of companies, 10 different types of industries. You really need to pick one persona, one title. So like when I say one seniority, one title. So seniority means, like, is it a VP? Is it a director? Is it a manager? Is it a C-suite? Then one title. Is it, marketing, IT, operations, customer success, engineering? So you pick your seniority. So like, who do I sell to? Who's my ideal pick a niche and get rich? I sell to SaaS companies, particularly VPs of sales at SaaS companies with employees 11 to 500 in North America. That's like my ideal suite. So I now know that they're VPs of sales. They're in the industry SaaS. They've got the 11 to 500 employees, and they're growing fast, and they're trying to hyperscale. So like, you have to get really drilled in on the niche, because all of your scripts that you write, we help X do Z in Y time frame. Like, all of your copywriting and your scripts are going to be very specific to the niche that you're selling to. And you got to pick one niche, and then you write all of your scripts and you build your list for that niche. And that's how you go from 0 to 100 customers, 100 to 1,000 customers, and even 1,000 to 10,000 customers. And then once you get to 10,000 customers, you can go after multiple niches, multiple industries, multiple personas. But for your first 1,000 to 10,000 customers, pick one niche to get rich. Thank you, Sarah, for answering that. Okay, so Lynn, where does a team start when they have zero sales experience, as in less than zero? Watching and studying panels like this. But, in my talk, I said, number one, you need the lists, right? You need to build your list. So pick your niche, number one. Two, build your list of contacts and companies in that niche. Join Seamless.AI for free, where you'll be able to get emails and cell phones for anyone in the world. Get on LinkedIn. LinkedIn and Seamless are amazing. And then also get a CRM like Salesforce or HubSpot or Copper CRM, and just pick your niche, build your massive list, get it into a CRM, and then write your scripts. Write a call script, write an email script, write a social selling script that's very hyper-personalized to that niche. And then you want to execute your sales activity. So it goes list, scripts, activity. So you got to actually call, email, social sell these people on the list in your niche. And then you just have to constantly be training. Read books like Predictable Revenue. I wrote 16 sales books. Pick up 7-figure social selling. That will give you a really good framework on how to generate 7 figures in 1 year or less using channels like social selling, cold calling, emailing, list building. There's hundreds of books, right? So I would recommend build the list, write the scripts, execute the activity, and then just every week or month, try to train on sales strategy, sales process, sales framework. I hope that helped, Lynn. Let me know if you've got any other questions. That was a great question, by the way. Lisa says, cold calling or email, which is better? So Lisa, great question. So there is no, I think all channels are important. You can't say I'm only going to cold call, or I'm only going to email, or I'm only going to social sell, or I'm only going to do video. You have to leverage all the sales channels. You have to leverage cold calling. You have to leverage emailing. You have to leverage social selling. You have to leverage video. You have to leverage all the sales channels. You got to take a multi-channel approach to sell to every single person. Because maybe I want a text message, but Lisa wants a video, and Lynn wants a cold call. Or Jeff or Craig, who's hosting the event, wants an email. Craig only does email. You just never know the channel that people are going to want. Hey, Phil, I'm still on the AMA. I appreciate you, man. I'll call you back. Okay. Literally, you just don't know. You got to leverage all the channels. You got to take a multi-channel approach to reach out, and you just got to rock and roll. Okay. So Nick says, how do you do your goal setting? So, do you set goals big? Do you set goals small? You name it. I believe in big goal setting, Nick. So with your sales goals, I believe you need to set a massive goal. If you're just starting a company, set your goal at I want to do $1 million in sales this year. And then what you do is you take the million and you divide the $1 million by your average deal size. Let's just say it's 10,000. Okay. Well, if you want to do $1 million, your average deal size is $10,000. Well, that means that you need to do 100 deals. Okay, well, then you got to take 100 deals divided by, there's 265 business days in the year, roughly. So then you got to divide the 100 deals that you need in a year by 265 business days. That will give you the number of deals that you need to close every single day. Then you need to figure out the amount of leads that you need using a product like Seamless.AI. Then you need to figure out the amount of calls, emails, social touches you need to book the appointments. How many appointments do you need to hit your daily closed won sales goal? So you just kind of put your big goal. Hey, I want to go from 0 to 1 in 1 year. And then once you get to 1 million, I want you to set it to 10 million. And then once you get to 10 million, I want you to set it to 100 million. I want you to constantly be 10xing your sales goals. And then all you have to do is you have to reverse engineer what is the daily activity required, the amount of leads I need, the amount of calls, social touches, emails, voicemails, video messages to get the amount of appointments I need every day to hit my 100 closed won deals in a year to make my $1 million. Nick, I hope that helped. I would set big goals, and then I would reverse engineer the daily activity required to be successful. That's the key here. You got to do the daily activity required to be successful. What other questions you guys have? Looks like we've almost got about 10 people in the room. Let me know any questions you've got, and I'm happy to answer any and all of them. I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks, guys, so much for attending this networking. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. I'm here to answer any and all questions you've got. Like, my goal is when you leave this session, you've got everything that you need to take action tonight or tomorrow morning to maximize your success. So let me know any other questions. Lynn, Nick, Lisa, Sarah. It doesn't tell me who the other attendees' names are. By the way, if you're just joining, drop your name and what company you sell, what company you do, and the products that you sell. I'd love to hear in the chat below, who you are, what are the products that you sell, and then your biggest sales questions. What are you struggling with right now? What are you concerned about? What's keeping you up at night? My goal right now is to help you solve those instantly as quick as possible. So let me know in the chat below what questions you've got, what concerns you've got, what ideas you need answered, you name it. So let me know. I'm here to help. And some books too, while I'm waiting to see if any questions come in. I recommend picking up Predictable Revenue. That's like the Godfather book. I recommend picking up, what is it? Cracking the Sales Management Code. That's all about processing KPIs. Cracking the Sales Management Code by Jason Jordan. I recommend picking up, what's his name? The sales guy from HubSpot. His book. Where is it? I forget what it's called. But the chief sales officer, Mark Roberge, he wrote an amazing sales book. Recommend picking that up. I recommend picking up my book, 7-Figure Social Selling, on Amazon. It's #1 sales bestseller. That will walk you through all the strategies, the scripts, and the secrets to get to $1 million in sales as quickly as possible. You want to buy these books and you want to read them. Everything that you want to accomplish in this life, you literally just have to go find people who have done what you want to do and then study and learn from them to master what they did and copy it and model what you do and do what they do, because they were successful. They did something that you're trying to do very successfully. Like, just find the people who have done what you want to do and then go buy their books, buy their courses, buy their information, and master and study it. And you're going to see massive success. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So guys, let me know any and all questions you have. I'm here to help. Post in the chat any questions you have. Excited to hear about it. So let me know. What questions you guys have? Don't be shy. Please post in the chat what questions you have, or else I'm just going to be talking out of left field about anything and everything. I want to make this as valuable as possible to you guys. So, just tell me. And by the way, when I look down, I'm looking at the computer to read your chats. So let me know what questions you have. And if there aren't any questions, I could say, hey, guys, good luck. Get after it. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you guys crush it. Okay, here we go. When was the moment you realized you had product market fit? Kenya, great question. So, man, the moment you had product market fit, I think when you sell 100 customers, you're on to something. And then when you sell 1,000 customers, you really made it. So Kenya asked, great question, by the way. When did you realize you had product market fit? I'm still, I've got 100,000 users and almost 10,000 customers. I'm still trying to figure out, I'm still trying to nail product and market fit. I'm always trying to improve the product to help our market maximize their revenue, increase sales, and acquire their total addressable market faster than ever before at Seamless.AI. So I think you'll never feel like you got 100% product market fit. You'll always be obsessed with trying to get there. But when you win your first 100 customers, boom, you got something cooking. And if you could scale it from 100 to 1,000, I think that's a great signal to you, your team, the market that, all right, I'm onto something special. It's also 0 to 1. Like once you hit $1 million in sales, you're starting to figure out product and market fit. When you get to $10 million in sales, you've really nailed something special. And then it's like, how do I go from 10 to 100? I hope that answers your question, Kenya. If you've got any other questions about that, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. Great question, by the way. Keep them coming, everyone. Let me know any questions you have in the chat. I'm here to answer any and all questions. Awesome. Kenya says it does. And thanks. No problem, man. Or, yeah, no problem, man. So get to 100, then get to 1,000, and then get to 1 million. Man, Chelsea, great question. So Chelsea asks, favorite tools you would cry if you lost. Number one would be the tool that I invented, Seamless.AI. It's a free platform. You could join for free. Go to Seamless.AI. It finds emails and cell phones for anyone in the world. Like you are just one list away from the life you want, the family you want, the cars you want, the houses you want, the vacations you want, the company you want to build, you name it, is all just one list away. So you need to build that list. So Seamless.ai would be my number one tool. My second tool would be my CRM. So I recommend for startup entrepreneurs and salespeople, I would go with Salesforce, HubSpot, Copper, CRM, or Pipedrive. HubSpot's free. I use Salesforce. I've been a Salesforce customer for 10 years at startups, one-person startups, all the way, to selling for IBM and Google. I've used Salesforce my whole career, but it can get expensive. So if you want a free, pretty badass CRM, I'd go with HubSpot or Copper. The CRM will take all the lists that you build with Seamless and make it organized. And then the third tool that I wouldn't be able to live without would be a workflow automation tool, a tool that will help you make your calls, send your emails. That's like a Sales Loft, an Outreach, a Yesware. You really want to leverage something to help you make the calls and send the emails. And those would be my three favorite tools in order of priority. Number one, Seamless.ai. Number two, my CRM. Number three, my email, calling, and workflow automation platform. If you have those three, I used those three and went from 0 to 1 million in less than 1 year in sales. And then in less than 24 months, I built a $10 million company using just those three tools. And then obviously Google Docs. I use Google for everything. Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Slides. All my pitch decks are on Google Slides. All my playbooks and strategies and processes and frameworks. And I wrote over 16 different books, and were all written in Google Docs, and then Google Sheets for all my forecasting. So I hope that answers your question, Chelsea. Awesome. Great question, by the way. Thanks for joining us today. Cool. Michelle, by the way, thanks for joining. Meditative Solutions, still creating the product. Awesome. You'll get there. You'll nail it. How do you convince people of the need for your product if the need of the process achieving the solution is hard for them, like losing weight? It's worthwhile, but hard. That's a good question. It's basically saying, like, if you've got a product that will make people's lives better, but it's hard to keep them motivated to do the hard work, what do you do? I mean, my goal as the CEO and founder at Seamless.ai is I want to help salespeople make $1 million in sales in less than 1 year. That's my goal. And to me, it sounds easy, but it's like hard. It's like losing weight, or it's like trying to meditate every day. It's very hard to put in the work and the activity and the training and the effort and building the lists and writing the scripts. Like it's a ton of work. So it's like, I've got this goal. I want these people to achieve it because I know once they get to $1 million in sales, their dreams will become a reality. But it's very hard to do because of the amount of work it takes. I think you just have to coach them and help guide them along the process of why they have to put in the work, why they have to stay committed. You have to educate them to adopt using your product and understanding the benefits of doing meditation every single day. Like, meditation is one of the things that I want to do, that I struggle with doing every single day because I know it will help with my headspace. Like, I know I need to do it every day. I don't do it every day, but I'd love to do it every day because I know that it's going to improve my life. So you have to educate me on the reasons why I should meditate every day. I need to educate you on the reasons why You need to put in the work every single day to make $1 million in sales, no matter what, if your life depended on it. So if you share the benefits and the benefits and the social proof is critical. You have to share the case studies and the transformations of why, when someone started in meditation, day 1, day 365, what were the results throughout their life, personally, professionally, physically, and mentally. So really sharing the social proof, sharing the value propositions and the reasons why they should care. I hope that helps, Michelle. Trying to keep people motivated and inspired is hard. So social proof will do that. That's why the weight loss commercials and the weight loss companies that show, hey, this was before I started taking this pill or going to the gym. This was me, overweight, and this was me super skinny. The transformation pictures on the weight loss infomercials work so well to get people to buy, because it's just like, oh man, I'm like that person. I'm overweight and I want to get skinny. I'm poor and I want to get rich. I'm unhappy and I want to get happy. You have to share those social transformation and those social proof case studies to get them over the hump. I hope that answers your question, Michelle. If you've got any others, feel free to drop them in. Lynn says, can we be friends? Absolutely. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect. My goal is to positively impact 1 billion people and empower the world to connect to opportunities. So Lynn, I'd love to connect with you. I share daily strategies, tips, best practices in my platform, Seamless.AI, and then also on LinkedIn. So join Seamless for free. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and whatever I could do to help you maximize your success, that's why I'm here on this earth to do. Okay, Michelle, how do you convince people of the need for your product, even if it's something difficult for them to accomplish? Okay, I think I got it. I feel like that was the similar thing that we answered. Social proof should do that, unless I'm not understanding it very well. And I know the chat's probably difficult to communicate exactly the question, but hopefully that helped. The social proof and the case studies and the different value propositions and benefits, that should get them over the edge. Awesome. Michelle says that was very helpful. Thank you. Great. Well, hey, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the questions. If you've got any other questions, my goal is to help you maximize your sales success, maximize your revenue, maximize your potential personally and professionally. Let me know anything and everything that any questions you've got about entrepreneurship, about fundraising, about sales. Lynn says, I need like 5% of your energy. Thank you so much. Yeah. So how do I have such high energy? Let's talk about that. The way that I've got such high energy, I set big goals and a big mission. I want to positively impact 1 billion people. I want to help 100,000 people make over $1 million in sales. Like, that's a big mission and vision and purpose that's bigger than my own gain. It's not, I want to make $1 million. It's not, I want to make 10 million or $1 billion. It's, I want to positively impact all these people. I want to change their lives, because I know by changing Lynn's life or Michelle's life or Chelsea's life, that's going to give me more fulfillment and more energy than any amount of money that you could ever give me. So you got to have the focus on positively impacting your target audience. And you have to be so sold in and all in on making their lives better. And that's how I've got such high energy. And then also, you just have to be positive. I think I view every challenge, every failure, every difficulty as an opportunity to improve. And when you view everything in life as a learning experiment and an opportunity to improve, you're never failing, you're never let down, because every experience you encounter, good or bad. Like, I built a company that lost $4 million in sales. I went broke, I went bankrupt, and I went living on the streets. And that was after I made over $10 million in sales on my first company. Then I had to, get unstuck, get remotivated, get re-energized to realize, look, I just got my ass kicked. I learned a lot from that experience. Now I'm going to go sell for IBM and Google, take everything I learned from the first company, the second company, and I'm going to crush it selling for IBM and Google. And then every failure and every success, you just try to learn what went well, what could have gone better. And it's the positivity, it's the coachability, it's the big mission, and taking every opportunity to learn and improve will help you maintain high energy levels. I also use a gratitude journal. I used to do it every day. I need to do it every day again. Kind of like that motivation thing, just really understanding like, man, like it's never as bad as it seems. Like life is never as bad as it seems. COVID may hit you and your business may be hurting, but the reality is like maybe right now it may feel like the world is ending, but guess what? It's never as bad as it seems. I almost went bankrupt 3 years in a row trying to build Seamless.AI. I pitched 347 venture capitalists. 297 VC firms told me no. They told me I sucked, my product sucked, my team sucked, my idea sucked, my software sucked, my vision sucked, my location sucked. Everything about me, the team, the product, the market, the location, everything, our background, our education, the way that we look was terrible and ugly. And you just have to realize like, you just got to be grateful for the opportunity that you got to pitch all those smart people. You got to be grateful for the experience. And it's never as bad as you seem. Like I remember at my startup building Seamless, we almost went bankrupt year 1, year 2, year 3. And then like looking back, like then we launched our product and we went from 0 to over $10 million in sales in less than 2 years. And it was the fastest, we're literally the 22nd fastest growing Inc. 5000 company in the world. But when we almost went bankrupt year 1, year 2, and year 3, and I had no money in my bank account, I thought we were going to fail. And I was just working 18 hours a day trying to survive. Every year, those years, I thought that the world was ending. I thought it was the worst it would ever be, and I would never be successful. But then you just keep working hard and you stay positive, and you just realize like there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to give it my all. I'm never going to quit, and it's never as bad as it seems. There's always an answer. That helped me persevere through that, and I hope that helps you as well. Chelsea says books you've learned from. I think a book you should pick up is the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. It transformed my life, made me realize I'm living way below my potential. Also, 7-Figure Social Selling, the book that I wrote. Highly recommend that. Highly recommend Predictable Revenue by Aaron Ross. I highly recommend Selling to Big Companies by Jill Konrath. I highly recommend the Sales Development Playbook by Trish Bertuzzi. I recommend Anthony Iannarino's sales leadership books. If you just go on Amazon and you go into the sales category, me and all the other sales authors, the top 100 books are gold. And that was how I mastered sales. That's how I went from 0 to 100 million. It was the lists, the scripts, and then the training. The third pillar was training. I read 250 sales books and I became obsessed with sales. Buy all the different sales books, study them, master them. It will take time. Just remember your goal is to improve 1% every day. Awesome. Martina says, I really like the point about viewing everything as a learning opportunity. Thanks so much. Yeah, you just got to learn and optimize from everything. Nothing is a failure. Failure isn't permanent. You have to fail forward. If you obsess over improvement, you'll always be improving. Like if you just do whatever it takes to improve and do better than the day you did before, you're going to keep getting better and better and better. So, that's my recommendation. Chelsea says, how is Seamless.AI better than ZoomInfo? Great question. So I spent over $1 million at IBM and Google buying databases like ZoomInfo, DiscoverOrg, and D&B. And what I realized is these databases are like updated by humans that manually call people. They got a call center of 400 people manually calling prospects, trying to figure out their titles, their emails, their companies. So like when I was selling for IBM and Google, I needed to sell to all the marketers and IT people in the world. And I realized that these databases were missing like 90% of the people I needed to sell to. And when you're selling for IBM and Google, you're like, why do we not have a search engine that could search for any title at any company in the world and find every single current title at every single current company? So I worked with the Google engineers and the people in my network, and we built a search engine, not a database that humans have to go figure out. It's like using Google for sales. You literally type in any title, any company, and our search engine will find 95% of the current titles at the current companies that you want to sell to. And then we built a 10-step AI engine that will research, validate, and verify perfect cell phones and emails and direct dials and thousands of insights for every single person in the world. The best part of all, it's free. And if you want to upgrade, we offer unlimited leads for very cost affordable monthly plans. It's like the cost of getting Salesforce. So that's how we differ. We find you 90% more people with 90% more accuracy at 10% the cost. So highly recommend checking it out. Join for free today. It's Seamless.AI, the world's best sales leads. Hope that answered your question, Chelsea. I think you're going to love it, and it will help you crush it. Other business professionals that you admire and learn from? Great question. Like, I'm learning from all the entrepreneurs and all the the top salespeople. Like, I study Elon Musk. I study like Jeff Bezos. I study Bill Gates. I study Mark Zuckerberg. I try to study Sergey Brin, Larry from the founders of Google, Guy Kawasaki. Like, I try to study all the billionaire founders of really powerful companies. And then I study and follow and connect with on LinkedIn the top salespeople, the top marketers, to just see what are the strategies that they're recommending, what are the secrets and the tips that they're recommending. And then also, if you check out my podcast, subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. I interview all the world's best salespeople and the world's best sales experts, like Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, all the people that I mentioned on this channel. Check out my podcast on Apple, iTunes, SoundCloud, you name it. We interview all the world's best sales experts for an hour and a half to 2 hours so that you can uncover all their top sales secrets. And those are the professionals that I learned from. Great question, Michelle. Next question, Lynn says, thanks. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for being here. Sonia says, did you know that you wanted to do sales when you were younger? Yeah. So I saw my mom and dad. They were poor, working 4 jobs. My mom worked at a bank and a grocery store. My dad worked at Macy's selling computers, and then on the weekends worked in construction. And then my dad got a lucky break to join a tech startup at the time called CA Technologies. And he had no college degree, and he went from sales intern to VP of sales over the next 10 years, building the first $1 billion software company. So I saw how sales took us from very poor to very rich. So through my father's decade-long career in sales, and I just realized, like, without a sales degree, my dad can make 6 or 7 figures in sales. Like, that's what I'm going to do. So when I went into college, I wanted to go into sales, and then I just somehow went from sales to entrepreneurship. It's like I wanted to go into sales, then I launched my own company that did $10 million, and then I launched a second company that lost $4 million, and then I went full-time sales at IBM and Google, and that's when I built Seamless, and I generated, I used Seamless to automate all my list building and appointment setting work to go from 0 to $100 million in sales, and then I realized, hey, I want to help 100,000 people generate $1 million in sales, and I took all the millions I made in my bank account, quit my job, went full-time on building Seamless full-time to help you. My goal is to positively impact 1 billion people, empower the world to connect to opportunities. So yeah, my background was I saw the positive impact that you can have in sales, and you can become limitless if you learn how to sell to anyone, anything. So highly recommend it. Hope that answered your question, Sonia. Definitely, been around sales forever. Cool. Chelsea says, thanks for answering all the questions. No problem. Okay. Any other problems you'd like to solve? If you could create a double, or of yourself. So yeah, I mean, after Seamless, after we changed the world of sales and marketing forever, Seamless.AI, my goal, I believe, the reason why people die is because of the food that we eat. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's. I believe the reason why people die and get sick with the top 5 deadliest diseases nationally and globally is not because of, the only reason is because of the food that we consume. So the next thing I do in this world is, hopefully around changing eating habits and trying to prevent those diseases from starting in the first place. I believe meat, dairy, sugar, non-GMO, like foods, like all this stuff is causing the 5 deadliest diseases. So after Seamless, my goal is to somehow solve that, to help the world maximize their life expectancy. Awesome. Great question, Chelsea. Sonia says, I'm in a similar position right now where I'm in university, but I also want to leave and pursue my startups. Any advice for making the jump or not? Great question. So I believe get your degree. So I got my undergraduate degree while building a multi-million-dollar startup. I got, when I was selling full-time, I got my MBA as well. I've always done both. And I don't believe it's this or that. I believe you can launch a company and be in school. I believe you could work for another company and launch your own company as well as a side hustle. You want to gain traction and put in the work in the nights, in the mornings. You just got to make the sacrifice, guys. You got to sacrifice going out with your friends. You got to sacrifice partying. You got to sacrifice clubbing, drinking. You got to make sacrifices to make your goals and dreams a reality. So instead of, I would still do a lot of those fun things, but I would do it 1/10 the amount that I would do it before trying to go to college and also run a company. 1/10 than trying to run a company and get your MBA or whatever it is. You just got to make sacrifices because you have to give to get. Whatever you give your time to, you get back. If you watch Netflix all day, then you're going to get nothing back. But if you spend your time building your company or studying and learning, you're going to get that back. So I recommend if you're in college, you want to build a company, do both and start gaining traction. And then once you start to get your first 100 customers or first 1,000 customers, then you could either finish college or quit and go all in on building that company. You can do both, and it's just all about time. You have to maximize every hour of every minute that you get. There's 84,000 seconds in a day. That's a shitload of seconds. Use every single one of them to your benefit. So I hope that answers your question, Sonia. Great question. What's one piece of advice you've never given before? Okay, I would say ditch the losers. If you've got a loser boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, ditch them. Dump them. Move on. If you've got loser friends, fire them. I've had to fire my best friends. I've had to fire people in my network. I've even fired family members where literally I just block them and I don't talk to them anymore because they hold me back from maximizing my success. You are, a multiple of the people in your network, and the people in your network can either bring you up and forward and to your highest level of achieving success, or they can bring you down. And I fired my loser friends, my loser girlfriends, my loser family members who didn't believe in me, who didn't want me to be successful, who thought I would never make it, who never thought that I would win. You fire those people and you never look back. I block them on all the social channels. I block them on my phone. And then guess what? You fill your network with people that are more successful than you, the people that believe in you, the people that want to see you win and achieve success. That's how you win big. You just have to fill the funnel with winners, not losers. And that's one piece of advice that I've never given before. I don't care if it's a girlfriend or boyfriend of 2 to 5 years. If they're always bringing you down, they're always holding you back, and they're never believing in you, and they think your ideas are dumb, dump them today or tomorrow, or you could regret it for the rest of your life. Dump your partners, dump your friends, dump your family members. You will never look back. It's the single biggest thing holding you back from achieving your success. Awesome. Sonia says, that's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Great questions, by the way. I really love these. Okay, Sonia says, I'm willing to sacrifice, but how do you answer to investors, partners who question your commitment due to schooling? Nah, I don't think they'll question your commitment due to schooling. That's bullshit. Just tell them once I achieve product market fit, then I'll quit school to go all in on the company. If you're at 100 customers, hey, I want to get to 1,000 customers, then I'll quit. No one's going to question you. School does not take that much time. It's easy. I got my undergrad, my MBA. I got technology entrepreneurship training at Stanford. The shit's easy. And I built multiple multi-million-dollar companies while doing all of those things. School's not hard. All you have to do is say school's easy. I do that in my sleep. It doesn't take any time. I spend all my time on The company and school lets me live free. Like, do you want to give me more money to get a house, to get office space, all this jazz? Or do you want me to use my school loans where I get free housing, free food, you name it, to cover my expenses? Like, I would just flip it. School takes zero time, takes zero energy. It's easy, and it covers my expenses. If you want to give me a bunch of money to pay for my food, my housing, everything that I need, then great. That's how I would spin that deal. I would just pitch them that, they're wrong and school's not a deterrent. Like, get the product market fit first, get to 1,000 customers first, and then really consider, do you leave school or not? Now, that being said, I don't believe that you need school to be successful. Awesome. Yeah. Sonia says, ditch the losers, dump them, my new model. Yeah. I mean, best piece of advice I could give that I've never given. I should have fired girlfriends faster. I should have fired friends faster. I should have fired family members faster. And every time I block them and I fire them, I've never once regretted firing them, blocking them, and moving on. Like, I've got best friends that I've fired. I've got family members that I've fired. I've got girlfriends that I've fired. And I've never looked back, ever, 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 ever. It was the best thing I've ever done in my life. So I hope that answers your questions, guys. Well, hey, 6:11, I'm going to answer 2 more questions if you've got them, and then I got to go. Obviously, it looks like my screens are shutting down. Okay, Chelsea says, with the company that didn't work, was it market timing issue or product market fit or something else? It was a number of things. I didn't know how to build the list of all the people I need to sell to. That's why I say, like, you're just one list away from the life you want, the family you want, the cars you want, the houses you want, the success, the company that you want to build is just one list away. I didn't know how to build the list. So get on Seamless, build the list of all the contacts and companies you need to sell to. And then number 2, I didn't know how to sell to that list, which is why it was a failure. Let me get this back. Oh, you know what? Yeah, the iPad died. That's connected to that. So it was 3 things. I didn't have the list. So that's why I always recommend get on Seamless for free, Seamless.AI. Number 2, I didn't know how to do B2B selling. And number 3, it was market timing. I was selling a text message B2B software solution in 2007 when there were flip phones. No B2B company was really doing mass text message marketing or advertising. So it was market timing. No, didn't know how to build a list, didn't know how to sell a list. That was mainly the reason, Chelsea, why in mobile, when I was 22, failed over the next 3 years, lost 3 to 4 million, went bankrupt, had to live on the streets, thought I was the biggest loser in the world. And I wanted to quit. I quit entrepreneurship after that. I was like, I quit. But then guess what? Like, after you get over yourself and you get over your failure, that's like, okay, I got to get to work again. And that's when I went into sales, and you just try to analyze your failures. What went terribly wrong? What can I learn from those failures to become successful? So that was the reason why that didn't work. Awesome. Well, hey guys, thank you again, everyone. Please join me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me know, again, like I say, when you connect, compliment, let me know that you loved this session, what value you got out of it. If you join Seamless, let me know that you joined Seamless. I always connect with people that use our product and compliment us. Also, I share daily scripts, strategies, and secrets at Seamless.AI in my newsletter. So join the newsletter, and I think you'll get a lot of value. Favorite superhero? Oh, man. Sonia, great question. My favorite superhero is Elon Musk. I think he's just changing the world, and he's my superhero. Someone that could build $3 billion companies at once at the same time and revolutionize different industries. That's my superhero. And I'm trying to do the same, right? Just in different industries. So I would say that's my superhero. And Michelle says, thank you for the great information. No problem, guys. Yeah, the Rocket Man. Exactly. The Rocket Man. So look, I want to leave you with this. You could do anything that you want to do. Just do whatever it takes. Never quit. Give it your all. Work your ass off. And, just believe in yourself. Even when it gets really hard, when it feels like the world is ending, just remind yourself of why you started doing what you're going to do. and you're going to be successful. There's people like me who have failed 1,000 times, just like what you're going through, and we learn from it. And just finding people who have failed and then achieved success, and try to learn and just stay motivated and stay hungry and never quit, and you'll never lose and you'll never fail. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for today's time, and let's make this next year your biggest year yet. It's Brandon Bornancin, CEO and founder of Seamless.AI.
Thank you for listening to Sales Secrets with Brandon Bornancin. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an episode that drops on the daily. Your success is our success. This show is sponsored by Seamless.AI, the world's best sales leads. Get direct dials, emails, and cell phones for anyone in seconds. Request an invite to join for free at Seamless.AI. That's Seamless.AI.